So what's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. I just finished a training session, 40 minutes. In and out, 29 sets, back and chest. It was a good workout. Really quick. That's how my workouts have been lately because of the 2 jobs. It's 40 minutes to an hour, just knocking them out. This pre-workout did the job. I only did a half a scoop today, so this is a hitter, but it might not be for everybody. There are some pros, there are some cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. So we'll get into all that. If you're new to the channel, my name is David. This is my mission to muscle. So I run pre-workouts, muscle building supplements, health supplements, kind of go over the ingredients, ingredient profiles, and then give you guys my effects. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel because twice a week I'm coming out with a new review and hopefully it helps you guys. I did get this pre-workout from my man at Supps YOLO. He has been gracious enough over the years to actually support the channel and support the reviews by sending me products when he can get rid of them and when he can afford it. So he's got a business himself. So enough said about that. Support the people that support you, and that's what this is all about. So the pre-workout we're going to review, it's Hyped Supps YOLO pre-workout, the dark side. So I did do a review on this about a year ago. I'll put a link up top. I think it's going to be over here. Maybe it's over here. I'll put a link up there to that old review. So what's interesting is the ingredient profile hasn't really changed, but the way this thing hits has changed. So this hits a lot quicker than it used to, and it is a little more intense. I believe they did a really good job wherever they're sourcing this batch from, or this run around as far as for this pre-workout is sourced from some good sources. So I'll jump right in the ingredient profile. I'll put it right in front of me right here. A few things I want to address. I want to get the flavor out of the way because I always forget to talk about the flavor. Some of you guys care, and the reason why I forget is because I don't care. I take pre-workouts. I'm just one of those guys. If I can get it down and I'm not going to gag, throw up, I'm going to take it. But I know a lot of you guys do care. This is an orange fizz flavor right there. If I can zoom it in, orange, is it fizz? Orange fizz, orange soda. And just so you know, it's good. It tastes just like an orange soda. Really orangey. So it's got a really orange kick. So if you like orange, then you're going to be fine with the flavor on this. Definitely. I don't taste any of the ingredients whatsoever. It's got a really strong orange kick to it. So jumping right in the ingredient profile, we're going to go over the scoops here first. I did get a hold of them because there is something on the scoops. We got a 1 scoop at 11.6 grams, and then it says a 2 scoop at 22.3 grams. So all over the net, even the ingredient profile I'm going to put on there, it says, it's probably going to say just a 1 scoop because I don't think they've changed the ingredient profiles online to where I can put this ingredient profile up there for you guys. So it's probably going to be a single dosed ingredient profile, and it's probably going to say 22.3 grams is the actual full dose, which is the 2 scoops. But just so you know, 11.6 times 2 does not add up to 22.3. So I got a hold of them. Super nice company. They are totally cool people. Even when I dealt with them about a year ago, always legit, always honest, and they got back to me with all the information. So the proper dose for the 2 scoops on this is 23.2, I believe. Yeah, 23.2, which is the 11.6 grams, but it's actually supposed to be, FDA doesn't allow you to go any further than that, so they have you kind of like round it off. Well, it's actually 11.64, but you're not going to get that on a scale. And a flat level scoop on this, one flat level scoop is anywhere between 11.5 to 12 grams, and that's a pack scoop. So what you want to do is you want to pack it a little bit to the sides, and then you want to take a knife or your finger. I'm going to make a mess here. And then just go over the top there like that. And that's going to be right around that 11.5. I got 11.6 twice on it. But I got 11.8 one time. I got 11.5 another time. So that's basically what you want to do. We're smoking up the truck here. So getting that out of the way. So the 2 scoop dose, if you're going to put it on a scale, is going to be 23.2 grams. A single scoop is going to be 11.6. So whatever the ingredient profile says, that's the actual dosage there. So jumping right into the ingredient profile, we got L-citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio, 10 grams. That's going to give you about 7 grams of L-citrulline for vasodilation pump, blood flow, oxygen delivery, nutrient delivery. This this breaks down in the kidneys into arginine, so it passes the digestive system. It's a fantastic ingredient to release nitric oxide from them. So what it's going to do is going to relax the blood vessels to allow them to expand. Fantastic dose there. 7 grams that's my sweet spot right there. 7-8 grams. I love that. Anything above that for me is just diminishing returns. I don't get any better effects or anything like that. And then it's going to give you 3 grams or so of malic acid. And if you guys don't know, malic acid is used for energy production in the citric acid cycle. So the mitochondria takes it in and throws it into the fiery furnace of the mitochondria and uses it as energy. So fantastic. I love that 1-2 punch ingredient there. It works very well, especially if you do CrossFit or you do type training like I'm doing right now, where I'm knocking out set after set after set. It's really going to help and provide some more endurance in the gym for you. Then we got beta-alanine at 4 whopping grams. Itching, scratching, tingling. This is for more reps, more sets in the gym, less fatigue. This removes metabolites out of the muscles so you can go longer and stronger. But you do have to be saturated for this. This is a saturation ingredient, but there are some acute benefits to it. So I literally will take this. I don't take this all the time, beta-alanine, because I want to give you guys the effects. I want to see how the tingling is and stuff like that. So 3 days a week I take beta-alanine, and there are some acute effects. I do notice when I dry scoop beta-alanine with some caffeine or something like that, I do get some less fatigue off it. So you do get benefits from it, but to get the full benefits from the studies, you have to be saturated. Then we got betaine anhydrous at 4 grams. This is for cell hydration. A lot of health benefits with this. The 2 health benefits I like are homocysteine, so it keeps the body balanced, which helps with glucose control. It helps with muscle building, protein synthesis, and also liver enzymes. So fantastic ingredient. There's a few other benefits to it, but this is going to provide cell swelling. It's going to bring water into those cells. It's going to allow you to power through the workout a little better. 4 grams is really good. It's not a joke. Then we got coconut water powder at 1 gram. This is a great ingredient, hydration ingredient. So this has a lot of electrolytes in it. It's got vitamin C. It's got calcium. I think it's got vitamin K in it. It's got some fatty acids in it as well. And it's going to help with, of course, endurance in the gym. It's going to help you keep going and going, especially if you're sweating a lot. It's going to provide that extra energy from the fatty acids in the coconut water. So fantastic ingredient. I like when companies use that. Then we got caffeine anhydrous, 300 milligrams. This is an adenosine blocker. So this blocks adenosine, which is an ingredient that's secreted by the adenosine receptors that actually makes us tired and groggy, so it takes that away. It also helps with calcium release in the muscles for contractions during your training. 300 milligrams is really good. Then we got 2-amino 5, 200 milligrams. This is a natural sourced amino, 2-amino. There is a synthetic version if you see 2-amino 6. I like the natural source if it's sourced right, because it lasts longer for me and hits a little different for me. So I'll get into the effects on this. This is a central nervous stimulant, and this has a PEA backbone to it, just like a ryogenesis, which is a neuromodulator. Ryogenesis, which is the next ingredient at 200 milligrams. These both have PEA backbones, so they attach to the TAR1, TAR2 receptors in the brain, and they draw more noradrenaline and dopamine out for cognitive function of focus. They both have mood and well-being benefits, and also a 2-amino more than a rya has more of a stimulant and energy production benefit, and also 2-amino helps with the pain threshold during training. Then we're going to jump down to dicaffeine malate, 100 milligrams. It's going to yield 75 milligrams of caffeine, and 40% of that is going to drop in the initial stages with the caffeine anhydrous, and the rest of it's going to last for about 4 to 5 hours and kind of give you that kind of coming off effect of a high stim pre-workout smooth. So we're going to be training on probably about 325 milligrams of caffeine, and the onset of the 2 hours, and then after that, another 2 hours or so, you're going to have that other 50 milligrams that's going to kind of taper away. Then we've got cognitig. This is actually neurofactor. There's different names for this. So neurofactor is a fantastic ingredient. We have some proteins that are released in the brain. I think there's 3, maybe 4 of them that actually are released by the brain to protect neurons. So it helps with the health of neurons, it helps with the replenishing of neurons, and the rebuilding of neurons. And when this thing's active, especially at 100 milligrams, this is a good dose, that's going to help with memory. It's going to help with processing and focus and concentration. Then we got Heparin A, 5 milligrams. This is probably a 1 or 2% extract, which is not bad. It's 50 micrograms of Heparin A. This is an acetylcholine enhancer, and what this does is it blocks an enzyme that's released in the brain, because the body's always trying to keep everything at homocysteine. It's trying to keep everything leveled out, so it doesn't want noradrenaline, dopamine, serotonin. It doesn't want these things all high, so it's always trying to bring them down. This blocks an enzyme that actually brings down the acetylcholine so it stays elevated for cognitive function, focus, and muscle contractions and power in the gym. So, hyped Supps YOLO pre-workout, the dark side. How did it do? So you're going to first take the scoop. I took this 2 times with the full 2-scoop dosage, which is the 23.2 grams, and I took it 1 time, which was today, at a half dose. And just so you know, this thing hits either way. So I guarantee that if you get this product, start with a half scoop, or 1 scoop. I'm sorry, it's not a half scoop. 1 scoop, 2 scoop on this particular bottle. Start with a 1 scoop, because you won't be disappointed. I had a fantastic 40-minute workout, powered through it. Let me give you the effects real quick. You're going to take the 1 scoop or 2 scoop. They both hit the same way. It's just 2 is stronger than 1. So we'll jump right into this. You take the 2 scoops. I'm going to go off of that because most of you guys are crazy enough just to jump in just like me. And the beta-alanine comes in about 8 minutes. So boom, it's harsh. And it comes in and peaks probably around 12 to 13 minutes in and hangs around for a good 45 minutes. 20 minutes in, if you're sitting there, cognitive focus starts to come in. So you get some cognitive function, some increased concentration and focus, just kind of peeks its head. You know it's there, but it's not too extreme. And it builds, I'd say about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, you start feeling a mood elevation. You start feeling good. So the DMHA starts coming in, the urea starts coming in, and it's smooth. You just start to feel good. You start feeling the pain relief going away. You start feeling, like you're ready to go. 35 to 40 minutes in is when the energy of all this starts to kick in. So I believe that's when the stims actually start coming in, as far as the DMHA and the caffeine. They kind of drop in, and you start to get that little bit of energy. Now this thing does peak at 50 minutes to an hour, so everything kind of peaks in. So when you drop in and everything does peak, the beta-alanine's still sticking with you. You kind of feel it in the background. Like I said, it's going to hang around for about 40-45 minutes, especially on a 2-scoop dose, maybe even longer. Just depends on how acclimated you are to it. Maybe a little bit shorter. And the energy is very, very smooth. I literally got no increased heart rate from this thing. The only increased heart rate I got from this, as far as elevated, where I felt like the heart was pounding, was because I was knocking out set after set after set. This thing keeps you moving with the energy. It's very, very endurance driven. So you can knock out set after set. I did, and I had power on short rests, 30 seconds. Just jumping right back in, powering through. I'd say about the 4th set, you doing that fast. You're not going to have as much strength as you are with that little of rest, but you're going to power through it, and you're going to be surprised, and you're going to be happy, because you're going to be like, holy crap, this thing is working. The pain relief almost starts in about an hour. So once you start pushing in the gym, and you start going through that extra pain threshold that you have, you notice for that hour to 2 hours of training, it's there, it stays with you. This thing is good enough at 2 scoops to go on an hour and a half to 2 hours of training, of non-stop training, feeling super good. Cognitive function and focus on this thing is, at 2 scoops, a nootropic bubble. So you are going to drop into your own world. So you're just going to be so focused, motivated, and a sense of perseverance to get things done in the gym that you're going to be dialed. You're going to be in that zone state to where you're just dialed, concentrating. You could be lifting, taking videos like I do on Instagram, and not give a crap about the world around you. and just focused on the task at hand. It's a very well sourced DMHA, but that comes with a few sides, which we'll get into afterwards. So talked about the focus, talked about the energy. Energy is going to be really good, smooth. It's not like super high energy. It's almost like daily driver energy, just so you guys know. So it's not crazy. Nothing crazy at all. Super smooth at 2 scoops. The only thing that's kind of crazy, if you're not used to it, is the nootropic hit from the DMHA, the Ariadrenesis, and the Heparin A. And a few things you need to know. This thing will last on 1 scoop or 2 scoops for a good 4 to 5 hours from initially taking it. So if you don't like to be nootropically hit a long time after you're training for 2 extra or 3 extra hours, then you either want to do a 1 scoop on this or try a different pre-workout. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I'm trying to give you guys all the information I can. Energy is going to die off as far as the stim feeling, to where you feel like, get up and go. I'd say 2.5 hours. So kind of about 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours, it starts to die down. But what keeps you going in the gym is just that, the other ingredients, as far as the motivation and the drive, all the energy production, the breaking down of fatty acids, and the metabolizing of carbohydrates from the DMHA, activating PKA, which is protein kinase A, which is creating like all kinds of different things going on in your body. It's not an ingredient that just does one single function, it does multiple functions. So you really build up a natural energy production on this thing if you train for a long period of time. So even if the caffeine starts to die down, you don't really feel it too much, because you're driven by your own metabolic processes as far as breaking down fats and carbs for energy. Pumps on this thing. To me, I'm not a big like cell swelling type guy where I need the most pumps. But if you do want something cell swelling and fantastic muscle bursting pumps, you're going to have to add some glycerol or some pump pills on this. But for me, personally, it was fantastic, especially when I did small muscles. I did bis, tris, and shoulders one day, and the pump was great. Like, I had a pump for 2-3 hours, tight, vascular pump. And then when I did the larger muscles, which was the chest and the back and the legs, the pump wasn't as extreme, but it was tight and the blood flow was there. I think the best thing about the pumps on a STIM junkie type bodybuilding pre like this is the energy that it produces. So when you have DMHA and you're breaking down all those metabolic processes, and you need vasodilation to get nutrients into the muscles, the dosages that they used on this were fantastic. They delivered, because the endurance was fantastic, the energy, the power output, because of that pain threshold, great power output. All in all, a fantastic pre-workout. The negatives are the nootropic, for those that don't like to be hit for 2 to 3 hours afterwards. Another negative is the appetite suppression. I had to force myself to eat dinner each time when I took it before dinner, like, at 3 o'clock, trained, and then tried to eat an hour afterwards. I had to force food down. I'll be honest with you. It will suppress your appetite big time at 2 scoops. 1 scoop, not as bad. I was able to eat and enjoy the food at 1 scoop, so it wasn't as bad, but we get some good quality DMHA, that's what you're going to get. And then you got the shutdown. I think my man Ari calls it his pee-pee tingle scale. And I'd say that's probably about an 8 on Ari's pee-pee tingle scale. If you don't follow the Garage Gym Homie, go follow him, because the boy's knocking out reviews like crazy, and he's right on point all the freaking time. So go follow my man. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm going to get off to work and get on with my day, and we'll see you guys next time on the channel. Once again, YOLO by Hyped Supps. Pre-workout, the dark side. We'll see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day.